a restaurant overlooking the canal and the Marina neighborhood in Dubai. Dubai welcomes foreigners, but many end up in jail for offenses that few Westerners would dream were even crimes. Cameron Jebraili, Associated Press. Dubai, United Arab Emirates. A Scottish electrician named Jamie Harron, visiting Dubai as a tourist, was sentenced to 3 months in jail for touching a man in a bar. The British head of a professional soccer team, David Haig, was ordered jailed for 7 months for a tweet that he says could not have been from him, since he was already in jail without a phone. An Australian aid worker living in Dubai, Scott Richards, was locked up for trying to raise money to buy blankets for freezing Afghan children, because he was not part of a recognized charity. Dubai, one of the 7 United Arab Emirates, portrays itself as welcoming to foreigners. Its boosters claim it is the 4th most visited tourism destination in the world, and it has at least 12 times as many foreign residents as citizens. But a legal system based on a hardline interpretation of Sharia law often lands foreigners in jail for offenses that few Westerners would dream were even crimes. Recent examples cited by lawyers include holding hands in public, posting praise on Facebook for a charity opposed to fox hunting, drinking alcohol without a license, and sharing a hotel room with a person of the opposite other than one's spouse. An official video promoting tourism in Dubai. Video by Visit Dubai. Mostly, the Dubai authorities look the other way when it comes to such behavior by foreigners, until they don't. Hotels do not ask couples for the marriage licenses. Dubai has a lively nightlife, with numerous gay bars and nightclubs where East European prostitutes openly solicit customers. Jamie Harron, a Scottish tourist, was sentenced to 3 months in jail for touching a man in a bar. Photo provided by Detained in Dubai. Yet cohabitation is a crime. Homosexuality is subject to the death penalty, though it is rarely imposed, and prostitution can be punished with lashes and even worse. Even victims of violent crimes can be accused of morality offenses. Gay people who report assaults have been jailed along with their attackers, and women who report being raped can be imprisoned for adultery if they do not have 4 male witnesses to support their story. Rada Sterling, a British lawyer, says she has represented hundreds of Westerners who have been jailed in Dubai for behavior that is usually permitted there. You go there and its facade is that all of this is legal. Everyone is doing it. You think it's okay, said Ms. Sterling, who runs a British-based group, Detained in Dubai, that publicizes such cases. But you offend someone and you're the one who gets it. 2 recent cases, both handled by Ms. Sterling, have aroused widespread ire in Britain, which has more nationals living in Dubai than any other Western country. Mr. Harron, 27, the Scottish electrician visiting Dubai, was arrested and sentenced to 3 months in jail for public indecency for allegedly touching a man's hip as he brushed past him in a crowded bar. And a British man from Leicester, Jamil Ahmed Muqaddam, 23, is facing trial for giving the middle finger to a Dubai driver who he said was tailgating him. Mr. Muqaddam, a computer consultant, had been in a rental car, so it took the police a while to trace him. But 6 months later, in September, he was arrested at the airport upon returning to Dubai. He is now free on bail, without his passport, awaiting trial. He could face 6 months in jail if convicted of making the obscene gesture. Mr. Muqaddam said he had often visited Dubai with his wife and that he liked the city, particularly its variety of halal food, but does not plan to return. Jamil Ahmed Muqaddam, a British tourist, faces up to 6 months in jail if convicted of making an obscene gesture to another driver. Photo provided by Detained in Dubai. No chance him coming back here again, he said. I wouldn't set foot here again, not the way I've been treated. Jamil Muqaddam faces 6 months in Dubai prison cell. Daily Mail. Daily Mail. https://coif9dxch Dubai. Dubai at #Dubai September 24, 2017. Emiratis are mostly unapologetic about their country's contradictions. Westerners' culture differs from Arab culture, Judge Ahmed Saif, head of the Dubai Civil Court, said in a recent interview with The National, a newspaper based in Abu Dhabi. In their countries, flashing your middle finger or insulting another is not acceptable, but it is not punishable by the law. The culture for people living in the UAE is much different. At the end of the day, we are Muslims, and committing such acts is not acceptable. Most cases that ensnare unwary foreigners involve morality offenses. It is against the law to drink without a license, for instance, but foreigners can only get one if they are residents. So any tourist who is drinking is doing so illegally, even in a licensed bar. Couples cannot share a room together if they are not married, even in the homes. When Emlyn Culverwell, a 29-year-old South African, took his fiancée, Marina, a Ukrainian, to a doctor in Dubai, complaining of stomach pain, the diagnosis was pregnancy, and the treatment was a phone call to the police. The couple were arrested and jailed when they could not produce a marriage license. Some Emiratis acknowledge that the laws have not kept pace with a rapidly changing society. It is unreasonable to expect a country to warn each and every visitor about its complete set of rules and regulations in place, Essam Tamimi, a Dubai lawyer, said in an email. In a short period of time, Dubai has greatly developed and has become one of the world's most diverse melting pots. That being said, laws in general are made to accommodate the society's needs, and the UAE, like most other countries, still has some changes to make. Dubai officials did not respond to requests for comment for this article. Critics complained that the Emirates' legal system is stacked against foreigners, and both Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch have accused the country of arbitrary detention and abuse of prisoners. Mr. Haig, a former managing director of Leeds United Football Club and a partner in Ms. Sterling's law firm, said he was jailed for 22 months and tortured repeatedly in an attempt to force him to sign a confession, but never managed to see a copy of the charges to which he was supposed to confess. Mr. Haig had gotten into a business dispute with a Dubai bank, GFH Capital, that owned a stake in the team. He said he was tricked into coming to Dubai to resolve their differences, then jailed on arrival for breach of trust and held for several months without being allowed to see a lawyer. The fountain at Burj Khalifa, the world's tallest building, draws tourists from across the world. While the emirate has become a top tourism destination, a Dubai lawyer says it should not have to warn visitors about all its rules. The New York Times. While in jail, he was charged with posting an offensive Twitter message, though he says he had no phone or internet access. For that, his sentence was increased by 7 months. He was eventually acquitted of the Twitter charge, but not until he had served another 7 months on top of his original 15-month sentence. David Haig, a former MD of LUFC, has been acquitted in Dubai over charges relating to a tweet. Finally goes home. Pig.twitter.com. Kigjo53 SCA Footinians at Footinians. March 21, 2016. 90% of the population are breaking the law 90% of the time, and no one does anything against them until they upset the wrong person and they get arrested, Mr. Haig said of Dubai. In recent years, the United Arab Emirates has cracked down on social media, making it a crime to criticize the country, its citizens or businesses on Facebook or Twitter. The law has mainly been used to punish domestic critics, but it also swept up Ryan Pate, a helicopter mechanic from Florida, who was jailed after he unleashed a Facebook rant over a sick leave dispute with his employer, Global Aerospace Logistics, a UAE company. Ryan Pate, who was accused of cyber slander by Abu Dhabi authorities, is back home in Tampa Bay. Video by ABC Action News. Foreign residents and tourists encounter similar problems throughout the Emirates. Mr. Pate's company was based in Abu Dhabi, but they are more common in Dubai because more Westerners live and visit there. Other offenses that few foreigners realize can lead to jail time include passing a bad check, even accidentally failing to pay a credit card bill on time, taking a photograph of someone without his or her permission, and touching someone. That was the accusation against Mr. Harron, that he had touched a man intimately in a public place, the Rock Bottom Cafe, a club frequented by gay men. He says he was just pushing through a crowd and put a hand on the man's hip to avoid spilling his drink. He was sentenced to 3 months in jail, although he was allowed to leave the country after the ruler of Dubai, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, nullified the court's ruling. Heavy publicity has often helped resolve such cases, even when legally they looked hopeless. The UAE government is just a huge public relations entity, Ms. Sterling said. If they think a case is going to harm them, the government will speak to the police and get the charges dropped. Follow Rod Nordland on Twitter at Rod Nordland. A version of this article appears in print on November 12, 2017, on page A6 of the New York edition with the headline, "Welcome to Dubai. Now, please, stop holding hands."